Okay, I'm really nervous, but don't mind me. Okay. Welcome everyone. Hi, I'm Cadet Vasquez from Class 7. I'm 18 years old and currently a junior in high school. I'm sure you're wondering why I came to Sunburst. Have you ever felt like you're at the end of a deep hole of guilt, failure, and disappointment and there's no way out? You try, but you slip and fall every time, and you just finally give up. Well, that was me 5.5 months ago. I was born in a prison in Riverside County, but grew up in Santa Ana, Orange County. My Nana and Papa Frankie raised me. My dad was in prison till I was 8 years old, even until this day my mom is in and out of prison. I have 4 brothers. 2 passed away. Arturo was killed by the police at age 19, which caused me to have no respect for authority. The other brother, Andrew, was 3 years old when he died in his sleep. Our 3rd brother, Brian, just got out of prison and suffers from depression. My 4th brother, Reggie, is currently in prison and has been for 4 years now. I may have been born in a prison, but I have no intention of going to prison. I've never had an immediate family, and I was filled with hate and no appreciation for life. Growing up, I've seen a lot that I shouldn't have seen, such as drugs and drug addicts. When I was 14, I started taking ecstasy because it made me forget about everything at home. At the time, it felt like it made me understand why my mom did drugs and helped me cope with the loss of my brothers and the passing of my tia Soraya, who never failed to be there for me. 13 was a hard year for me. Around 15 years old, I met my boyfriend Steven, who was there and helped me stop the hard drug. Once I gave that up, I still felt I needed a drug to calm my emotional outbursts, so I started smoking weed on a daily basis, which ruined my high school years. My freshman and sophomore year, I got 0 credits because I didn't care. I didn't care about school, life, or the people around me. I pretty much didn't care about myself. I lost all my self-respect, my morals, my beliefs, my hope, and it was all because I was so hurt and broken. I couldn't climb out of that hole I dug for myself. I constantly kept giving up. My junior year of high school, I was tired of hurting my family and myself. Also, the boredom of doing the same thing every day. I had a psychologist named Mr. Perez. I thank God for him. I would go to his office every day and cry because I wanted a new start to a new life. I wanted to get out of Santa Ana because no matter how much of a dark life I was living, I knew I was capable of more than what I showed. I did not want to be like so many of my family. I wanted to break the cycle for my younger generation. So one day, Mr. Perez mentioned Sunburst. I went on the computer to get information. I thought, this is perfect. 5.5 months away from all the issues and drama at home. But then I thought nah, I'm going to miss so much at home. I had so much mixed emotions about the whole idea. Then one day I got in an argument with my Nana and I decided to change my life and do what it takes to get away from the life. I came to orientation a week later and was so scared to commit to it by myself. I told my best friend about it and convinced her to come with me. At orientation, a cadet from class 6 was getting caped. I remember laughing, thinking to myself, those sergeant people are crazy to think I'm actually going to job or do as they tell me. I completed an application, did my interview, and a month later I got that phone call that I was accepted. It felt good to be secure and so sure of my decision and want something I know I would have if I put my mind to it. Also to know I'm doing something positive that would forever change my outlook on life. January 9th was my intake day. I had to wait in line to get my bags checked, and I was standing there, and Sergeant Repper was like, "Parade rest." I was like, "What's parade rest?" Then she showed me. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. Hours later, it was time to say my final goodbye. I honestly didn't think saying bye would be so hard. So I hugged all my family, and as I walked to check myself in without my family, Sergeant Snowden tells me, "Don't turn back." But it's like, how can you not? I turned back and was bawling. So Sergeant Snowden tells me to go back and do it over again. I couldn't believe it. That made me so mad. As it was, I already felt like I was walking away to serve a jail sentence with all the people in uniforms and cameras everywhere. The second time I didn't turn back, my heart just melted. I didn't know how to feel. The next 2 weeks I lived through pre-challenge, which was probably the toughest 2 weeks mentally and physically for me. Throughout those 2 weeks, I realized so much. I appreciated my home and my family. So time went on. I realized the less I count the days down, the faster time went by. The first big event was Family Day. I will never forget the rush and excitement I felt as I got ready for the day and as we marched and seen all my family for the first time in 2.5 months. I cried out of happiness when Sergeant Scott dismissed us to go find our families. I ran up to my Papa Frankie and hugged him so tight. I had mixed emotions of excitement, happiness, pride, and accomplishment. Those feelings felt amazing and even greater to know they couldn't be taken from me. Family Day is a memorable experience that will forever remain close to my heart. It was so hard to say goodbye again, but this time around it was so much easier because this time I gained so much inner strength, so it felt a lot more comfortable to walk away. Shall I say, it's much easier to walk away without turning back. As I stand before you today, I know my life has changed forever. I now look forward to life with grateful memories and a plan to complete high school and go to college and to become a social worker. I want to help others help themselves. Sunburst has done for me. The Academy will always be my home away from home. I learned so much here academically and gained so much knowledge about life. I realized that not respecting authority isn't going to get you anywhere in life. I learned to love myself and who I am. I never thought there would be light in the end of the road I was taking. As I took this road to Sunburst, it feels amazing to feel secure and see a bright, sunny future for myself. I know now what it is to have a plan, and it feels so great to know that I will be a success. I will be amazing at what I will do. But I did not accomplish goals in isolation, and no, it is about surrounding myself with positive people who believe in me, who believe in themselves as well as me. All my thanks to my bright future are given to all the staff of Sunburst Youth Academy. I have broken the cycle, and I am grateful for the opportunity to have learned the joy and humility of service to others. I wish all my fellow cadets a bright future, and congratulations Class 7 on completing the mission.